Hey, what's up? It's Nubia420 here, and I'm here with Jarrell, co-founder and owner of Gentleman Quinn's big ass blunt company here in Colorado. As always, we love to spotlight black-owned businesses, especially cannabis brands. So we're here. All right, you got to tell us something about Gentleman Quinn's, because I know there's going to be some people that are like, "What? I've never heard of this before."
This is literally like the first time we had anybody come through with cameras and stuff, so this is cool. So we've been around since 2015. I started in the dispensary. I come from the television world, so I was able to do marketing at a dispensary. The general manager of that dispensary myself, we kind of formulated an idea to get more folks into the dispensary. So we kind of came up with the idea of doing like a branded pre-roll. One of the bud tenders kind of showed us the Colorado style of rolling, which was a super fat blunt I've never seen. I came from the South and we only had as much weed as we could hold on to for a month. So nobody was rolling 2 grams into a blunt at the time. This is about 2014, 2015. There was no real branded pre-rolls on the market. You just had cones and things like that. So we kind of saw an opening. And then from there, we just convinced the dispensary owners to just let us try it. So we tried it, it sold out twice. And then from there, it just kind of took off.
That's a good story. That's pretty cool, yeah.
Absolutely.
So do you guys produce your own flower, or do you have just a partnership with the grower?
We got a partner. What we initially wanted to do was go to the best growers in the state, bring them here, roll them ourselves. Okay. We did that for about 2 years, and then when the new regulations came in, we needed to hammer down specifically on like growers and women that we want to work with. Yeah. So we have a grower right now called Mavericks Farms in South Colorado. Okay. One of the best right now. So 2 of our strands, gelato and lemon come from those guys, and we're just kind of hammering down and just making sure that we kind of follow through what we wanted to do.
Awesome, let's go. So can you show
through the process of building right here?
So they're all hand rolled.
They're all hand rolled. Everything done here is done is hand rolled. So this is the production of the boxes and whatnot. These were our original initial boxes. Like you can kind of see coming here, this is like our history. So this is the very first box we did as a prototype. And then these are the first 2 boxes that were in stores and whatnot at the dispensary Colorado. And then from there, you get these 3 boxes when we tried to do crowdsourcing, get the name out. And then from where we are, starting 2019, these are the 2 first production boxes. And this is where we are now. So this is a little bit of our history.
Oh, that is dope. I love this box right here.
Absolutely. So
that
as you can see,
so nice.
Cherry red boxes and whatnot, all kind of hand done. The initial boxes used to be, with felt inside, but that just became too taxing. So we kind of hammered down specifically on the cigar style slide boxes, and we just go from there. But you can see here, boxes, we got the wax paper, the stickers that we need, posters of all the history. As you can see, this is our crowdsourcing poster. We first walking around, actually this area, Walnut Street, Larimer Street, little 5 points, posting these around the city, trying to get folks to, help us out, give us funding and stuff. Okay. We eventually got our investor by way of that, but that's kind of how it is.
So that actually worked. You put posters around town.
It's crazy. So like I said, I'm from television, but I had some internships in radio, so I had kind of the experience of doing a street team work and whatnot in Atlanta. So it's like I had no problem with going around the city and blasting our name up. Colorado, we still got a lot of work to do to get our name out there, but we really are like homegrown from Denver and whatnot. We really are homegrown from the industry out here as well. That's what I tell a lot of folks. We came from the bud tending side of the world, working in dispensaries and whatnot, and I'm just here to give as much information as I can because it can be done. It's a 140-year-old building, so we had to make sure we clean the floors out. We got laminate floors up in here. As you can see, we have 2 HEPA filters. HEPA filter here that's going to clean out the air in the building. We have a standalone HEPA filter here that's even more powerful, more ionized and whatnot. Our rolls right here, packages up right here, and it's all good to go. So as you can see, we got our wraps right here, and our weeds in the basement and whatnot, where it has to be when we're not rolling and whatnot. But this is generally the beginning, more or less. So you ever see one of these, and we've been around for about 6 years, full license about 3 years, but as a small business, as the truest small business in the industry, this is where it starts at.
So your entire brand is produced from this beat in that table.
Absolutely.
That was fine. People would never guess.
That is no
skill to the time that you have just a small, like I was trying to, back home we have like a micro license process. We're from New Jersey.
Okay, gotcha.
And so everyone's interested, and people are like, oh, you're not going to be able to do this. And I'm like, that's not true. So you have 10 employees, you can make it work with 10 employees.
This is a brand new, completely brand new industry, right?
Yeah.
We heard when we did this, we heard all sorts of nonsense. Well, because when I came from Atlanta, I'll just give you guys a long story. When I came from Atlanta during 2012, right, that's when legalization happened. I had a homie that was like part of like the Democratic National thing when Obama was getting elected and shit. So he took me to like a little fundraiser and whatnot during the election. News came on. All right, the tally's in. Obama wins. Marijuana got legal in Colorado. But Obama won. I was like, what? What did they just say? We're in Atlanta and whatnot. We still got to roll around with an in like the trunk of our car just so we don't get caught and stuff. So it's like all that type of craziness, and we're seeing online on Reddit and stuff. They got weed vending machines. You can just get joints and whatnot out of a vending machine. So that's the propaganda we got. So when I came out here, we were like all bought in. It's supposed to be the road full of gold and whatnot. Anybody can do it. We're thinking it's as easy as it was. We come out here, there was only edibles, glue pens, and weed. That was it. And that's fine and all, but I'm expecting joints, I'm expecting blunts, everything. So we get told by a lot of people there's no way to do blunts in the industry. It's tobacco. You need a tobacco license, all this type of stuff. There's no such thing as a tobacco license, but in the rules you can't do tobacco. So we had to kind of figure out, well, how do we make this work? So we went to every little paper provider on the West Coast, from cannabis papers to palm blunts, as you see now. But you know, we even see the green cannabis paper, everything. So we eventually found our manufacturer that gave us hemp wraps and whatnot, the way we wanted it formulated, and that's what we roll with. We were like, this tastes better. It's not going to give you a cough. It's not going to give you like black lips and all the little nonsense. So that's kind of where we are with it. So we kind of ran with it. We figured out what licensing was and whatnot. Figured out how to get investment and whatnot, and we were off and running. It ain't easy. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. Hardest industry there is. It's new rules every day.
Regulations.
Exactly.
That's what the pain point of every cannabis owner is, regulations.
I mean,
made by people who have no idea what they're talking about.
Well, I mean, part of it is, you know, you definitely, and I'm not a big fan of marijuana taxes. We got a lot of crazy taxes. I'm a tax guy. You know, I'm from black public schools. We need taxes. Marijuana industry is overly taxed. That's my main critique of the industry. When it comes to regulators, there is a lot that they don't know, but at the same time, there's a lot of folks in the industry that don't engage. They just come up and they go, oh, I didn't know this. That's one of the first owners we worked with. They said, don't talk to the man. Whenever the man comes through, run away. And I'm like, that's not the way you want to approach this industry. You don't know what's happening. So, but this is a rolling floor. Like I said, this is the first one. Our Gentleman Quinn is named after our roller. His name is Quinn. So this is actually Gentleman Quinn. He's actually the one that actually developed this, named the company after him.
I would say they developed it, I just rolled it once.
How much do you have in each blunt?
2 grams. Usually we roll out just a tad bit more because of the stems and just to kind of make sure there's plenty for everybody. Just in case somebody weighs it out too, you want to make sure it's exactly 2, if not a little more.
Finish up. So you get yourself a high class big ass blunt here. Take it here to the packaging side of the table. And just to make sure that we don't have a cap or anything like that. We got this from a few cigar folks. This is kind of how they do it. It's the tobacco world. Capped off. Goes right in. Let's go. tough thing right now, getting our name out,
Yeah.
letting people know in terms of our product, what's so different about our high class big ass blunts compared to a cone joint. You know, we don't use any trim mixes. We don't, you know, we got concentrates in here just to boost the potency.
Yeah.
All that stuff is like the lowest barrel stuff that you can
Absolutely.
get. We use only high quality full flower bud. And, you know, to be completely honest, as an owner, and me and my business partner as an owner, we smoke weed. Most of these business owners don't smoke weed. They don't live in Colorado and they don't smoke weed, so they just do what's the cheapest thing we could do, what we could pop out, put in these little stupid ass tubes and just go with it. So for us, we wanted to just do something that we know we would buy. And we knew that it would work. So our whole thing is get us in stores, get us to the customers. We've been in this crazy mode of having to sell our product to dispensaries for them to sell. Sell us to the customers. Just kind of bring us in. So that's kind of what we are. But like I said, this is the future of it right here.
Now I do have another question because we are fans of Gentleman Quinn's marketing scheme. The campaign. Who does your marketing?
I do everything.
Oh my! It is so
told you.
good.
So
So nice. Yeah, she did tell
So
me.
I'll tell you the crazy thing about that is when I first got into the industry, I was doing marketing for a dispensary, and like that's all I wanted to do. So when we got started doing the GQ stuff, I'm starting to get pulled away from different things to kind of do more of the business side.
Yeah.
You know, all I ever really wanted was folks to say, "Oh, the marketing's cool." So now that I'm getting it, I'm like, it's kind of a grain of salt because I'm like, man, I wish I could dial in even more. But you know, we definitely had a lot of help. So let me not say today I do a lot of the stuff, but when we first got started branding, you know, we had the girls from OK Creative, Emily McCarter and Whitney, that helped us kind of get started on the social media sides of it. We had a great photographer, Kristen Brown, that kind of gave us like a kind of the aesthetic that we want to go for. So if you see like the tapestry on the Instagram, kind of the whole timeline, you kind of see from where we started to where we are now and whatnot. But like I said, I'm from the television world. I worked in the NBA and all those things, stars and stuff like that. So I kind of had the background in it, and now I was like, you know, I just want to do what I did for those corporations for my own thing, and that's where that is. But I really do appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so nice to see. Like some of them are just. What? Is this for children? It's for like high school kids? What is this? We are grown adults here.
Absolutely.
And Gentleman Quinn's looks like
It looks like it's for
grown
adults.
Oh my goodness.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We, you know, obviously, you know, Simply Pure kind of gave us a lot of insight on what people are looking for and things like that. But honestly, in the industry, you don't really have a lot of branding in Colorado, for instance. California, they could do whatever the fuck they want. Colorado, you really just have a lot of homogeny and whatnot. All these little tubes look fine with this little stupid ass font, all this other stuff. Only other dispensary that I could kind of see, only other place I could see doing as much content as we do is Simply Pure. They stay up to date with the stuff. So we, again, I could go an hour and talk about how well we love Simply Pure and whatnot, but you know, we learned a lot from Wanda James and what they're doing there. But really, it's about normalization. That's what we kind of went with the name Gentleman Quins.
Yeah.
We were like, you know, we're not really selling to stoners and whatnot. And that's kind of what we kind of noticed in Colorado. There's a lot of stoners, but we're talking about an industry that's going to be 70 billion in like 10 years.
Yeah,
So you're bringing more folks in, you're bringing more homogeny in. So we're like, we need a name that's going to be more synonymous with folks that want to be online with it. We know that our demographic is women from 25 to 35 and older men from 45 to 65, cigar smokers and stuff. So those are our main two demographics, and obviously anything in between that loves blunts and whatnot, but just our aesthetic kind of caters towards that. Is like kind of more of a gift box. And we kind of name ourselves with the slogan, high class big ass blunt, which is a product because we're a fucking blunt. We're not, you know, going to be saying, oh, this is a can of cigar and this is a can of cigarette. No, we're a fucking blunt. This is the marijuana industry. So at the same time of homogeny, we also want to kind of respect the fact that marijuana, the legacy of marijuana legalization was all complete utter nonsense. So we need to acknowledge that. We can't sweep that under the rug and whatnot. And we can't sweep the folks under the rug that got affected by it, which is us. So that's kind of what I'm here for. So that's it. But
that is awesome.